welcome. Today I am bringing you guys a TBR video. Now for January and February I did not bother making a TBR video. I don't plan on doing these every month, but I would like to do one for March, and it's because I have some very specific plans that I want to associate with this TBR, and I figured it would be fun to share that process with you guys. So that's why you guys are getting one for this month. Now that doesn't mean there'll be one in April or May. It'll just be whenever I kind of like feel like having one. So that's how I'm working on it. And it's due to the fact that I'm a very big mood reader. So making a giant TBR list and sticking to it can be very difficult for me, because I can decide, oh, I want to read that, and then 2 days later be like, I don't ever want to see that book in my life again. So I'm gonna try. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to keep it a very small list. It's gonna be a total of 4 books. That way I then have the rest of the month to kind of pick whatever else I want. Now, the first book, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up right now, is going to be 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. This is actually going to be a carryover from February. I started it towards the end of the month. I'm only like 5 chapters into it. I started it when I was waiting for my video game to download to my PlayStation. So it was the one I grabbed off the shelf. It is also part of my 12 by 12 challenge, which I still have yet to share with you guys. So do keep an eye out for that video coming eventually. But this one's going to be a carryover, and it's the only one that I know positively, like, this is going to carry over. Now, the other 3 books, we're actually going to pick them together right now, or at least I'm going to pick them, and then you guys are going to watch this a few days later, and it'll feel like we did it together. Yay! So, I have the TBR cooking pot, because I no longer use these pots in my oven after one of them exploded. So, and I know how to cook, so it wasn't a me problem. It absolutely was not a me problem. It was the pot's problem. So this has now been turned into the TBR cooking pot. So as you can see, there's over 500 tags in here. There's over 500 in here because I have over 500 physical unread books on my shelves. We're not going to talk about my Kindle right now. So we're going to pick 2 from this pot, and then I have another TBR jar. But that one's going to be different. So when we get to that one, you'll see. But let's go ahead and let's pick our first one. Now, also, before I go any further, there was a color system here, and the only one I remember is orange, because that was for my middle grade books. I think green was fantasy, but I don't know. And I don't remember what I did with my chart. This is my problem, guys. I come up with ideas, I write it down, and then I lose it because I have like 700 notebooks full of information. I don't know how to just use one. So we're going to discover what's what together. Unless it's orange, because then I know it's middle grade. So let's pick our first one. I'm going to look off to the side so I don't see what I'm grabbing. We got our first one, and it's orange. That worked. That's actually kind of funny. So let's go ahead and let's rip it open. I just taped these up with washi tape. That doesn't want to rip now. There we go. Opened it. And it is, what does that say? Ooh, the Threads of Magic. Give me a second while I go and grab that. And here we go. Here it is, The Threads of Magic by Alison Croghan. From what I remember, this is about a young kid who pickpockets the wrong person and ends up with a very valuable item and then has an assassin sent after him. So definitely looking forward to this one. It's kind of funny that a middle grade book was picked because I have been craving a middle grade. So hopefully this one will be a really big winner. And now let's pick our second book. We got another orange. The universe knows what I want right now, you guys. And we have, can you guys read it? The Turning. So here we have The Turning by Emily Whitman. So this is a Selkie story. And one of the reasons that I actually was very interested in it is that it's a little boy. Most of the time, a lot of Selkie stories tend to focus on female characters and girl characters. It's very rare that you come across one that has a little boy being the focus. And I was like, I'm interested, I want to read it. And then I bought it and then I never read it. But now we're going to. Yay! So I'm actually kind of super excited that it ended up picking 2 middle grade books since like I said, I have been very much in the mood. So now we're going to move over to another bookcase because this next TBR jar is a very specific case. So see you back in a few minutes. All right, here we are in front of another bookcase. So I want to say at the end of, not last year, but the year before, so the start of last year and then towards the end of the year before that, me and my daughter did this lovely project right here. So these are all of my mass markets. The problem is I love older mass market fantasies. Granted, there's a lot of not good ones out there, but I do love going and getting them for like $1, $2, and I end up amassing them. There's 4 shelves here. You guys can only see 3 of them, but there is another one down here at the bottom. And I showed my daughter this little TikTok where the girl wrapped all of her books and then was picking them from the jar, and she was like, we're doing that to yours. And I was like, what? and she initially wanted to do all 8 shelves, and I was like, we're gonna do 1. And she was like, let's do the one with your little books. So that is what we have here, and unfortunately I have only touched it 5 times since doing it. It was supposed to be a fun little challenge to get me reading and or unhauling the books because, like I said, some of these older mass market fantasies aren't always the best. So, but then I ended up not doing that and just completely forgetting. But now I want to get back on track because this is the year I want to focus on, you know, my physicals. So we are going to pick 1. I'm only going to start with 1. So like I said, the TBR is going to be 4 books long because that is manageable and it still gives me space for any kind of mood reading. But what I did make sure, because as you can see, there's not really a lot in here, but I said there's 4 shelves worth. I only put the first of a series, and I do have a system to let me know. So like this says 16-1 and then 17-2, and then it goes to 21-1. That's how I know it's a series, okay? So me and her did think of that. But in here, it's only either the standalones or the first in a series. And then if I like the first one, I can either go right into the next one or I can just add the next one's number into the jar. So with that said, let's see what number we're gonna get. All right, we've got our little card. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the storm and the sirens outside, but it is storming here again, and nobody in this state knows how to drive when it storms. So there's always crashes. Open! We got number 29. So let's find book 29. That is this one, right? Yes. Sometimes my daughter's 1s look like 2s. So let's see what we got. We have David Eddings, book 1 of the Malloreon, Guardians of the West. Whew, that's gonna be a doozy. Because I've read the Belgrade. I've read the Belgrade, and overall I thought the series as a whole was like a 3-star, and I pretty much read it for Aunt Pole and Dernick. Because they are the sweetest, most adorable couple, and Dernick is 100% the best man. So we'll see how this goes. I might see if I can find the audiobook through my library to get through it like I did with the first series. But yeah, that's our pick. That's our pick. And it's funny because I've never heard anyone talk about this particular series. I think the only thing I've heard people say, because it's supposed to be like the follow-up to the Belgrade. So it's going to have, because it already says here, there's Garian's name is in here. So I'm assuming Garian is obviously in here. But people said it was basically just the Belgrade all over again. So we'll see. I don't know if that's going to actually end up being true. But that is what the one pick from this shelf is. If I end up DNFing it, well, then that means I'll probably end up DNFing the entire series, you know. And then that would clear out quite a bit of books. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And if I end up enjoying it and I want to continue, I think I might do like a reel update. I'm not sure if I want to do a reel update or like a video update to see if I want to do like more picks from the jar or not. We'll see. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm working this all together in. But yeah, that is what my very small TBR is going to be for March. So I know there's not like some big fantasy picks in there because it's the one YA and then like the 2 middle grades and then this really random old fantasy guy. But I hope you guys at least enjoy this, and hopefully you guys will look forward to any thoughts that I have. I might also, I wanted to, I guess, garner some interest and see if you guys would be interested in like vlogs, like weekly vlogs, where I just kind of like give you guys an update on things I'm reading, and then that would keep some content coming. But yeah, we'll see how this TBR plays out. So until next time, you know, like, subscribe, comment, all of those great things, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.